divide the NASDAQ by Bitcoin, NASDAQ's down 99.97%. If everything is correlated and driven by the same forces, you end up with a logical conclusion, which is you only need to own one asset, which is crypto. And then the game is, okay, which crypto is outperforming? You do charts of anything versus Bitcoin and anything versus Ethereum. And if anything looks like it's breaking out versus those, that was Sol. So now my job is to look at anything versus Solana. Solana's big enough, has big enough network adoption effects for me to say that's fine. I didn't take profits last cycle, and I didn't want to, because I've found that just holding over time, even though it feels dramatic, holding over time and adding when it sells off actually is the way to compound wealth. Because you don't, because if not, if you've gone in a bull market from 1 to 10 and then it falls 80%, you won't put 10 back in. You won't, because you're more risk adverse. And you're like, I can't lose everything, right? Your mind will play tricks with you. So you just leave it in and just say, okay, I've got a longer term time horizon.
Solana, a leading blockchain platform, has attracted the attention of investors due to its recent performance and promising technological advancements. Despite a broader slowdown in the cryptocurrency market, several analysts remain optimistic about Solana's future and set ambitious price targets. Raoul Pal, CEO of Real Vision Group, issued bullish forecast for Solana price. These predictions depend on Solana's specific technological developments and anticipated market trends. One of the main drivers of this bullish sentiment is Solana's new validation technology, FireDancer. This validator has the capacity to process 1 million transactions per second. This breakthrough could revolutionize high-frequency trading and even pave the way for established exchanges like NASDAQ to trade directly on the Solana blockchain. Analysts consider this technological leap to be a significant change for the platform. Paul is extremely optimistic about Solana's future price and predicts a significant rise during the crypto summer of 2025. He has a conservative estimate of 100% growth to $300, but estimates that a rise of $300 to $600 is more likely. Paul even speculates that prices could reach between $800 and $1,200 in a stock bubble, with a remote possibility of exceeding $2,000. In a shorter bull cycle, it predicts a price of around $750. These predictions are based on various chart analyses, demonstrating high confidence in Solana's future performance. Talking about the recent performance of Solana and Ethereum, the two major blockchain platforms recorded similar initial price increases, but Solana outperformed Ethereum overall. The price of Solana was more volatile, with higher highs and lows, while the price of Ethereum was constantly increasing. In the end, Solana gained around 8%, surpassing Ethereum's 4% gain. Both experienced huge gains early on, followed by significant declines and recoveries, but Solana's growth rate remained higher throughout. According to Raoul Pal, Solana might easily outperform top crypto coins. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana.
Crypto as an asset class is $2.5 trillion. If I just use the log regression channel of Bitcoin and just project out the growth rates of crypto versus the internet and assume it slows down massively from here, it gets to $100 trillion by about 2032. Now, $100 trillion, we throw around numbers like 100 trillion. Yeah. You've got to understand, $100 trillion, we're creating $97.5 trillion of new wealth. That is the largest generation of wealth in the shortest period of time in all recorded human history. When you understand that the S&P 500 is a $50 trillion market cap, and that took 100 years of value accretion by the US economy and those companies, this is double that. We've never seen anything like it. So it's an extraordinary opportunity. Now, of that 100 trillion, will Bitcoin be 50% dominant in that market? No. Because to get to 100 trillion, we have to be using the whole blockchain infrastructure for things like the finance system, for Web 2 businesses, for all of the other elements, not just the moneyness element or the store of wealth element that Bitcoin has. So if the world were 100 trillion, what is the value of Bitcoin in that? Maybe it's 20 trillion. Maybe it's 15 trillion, whatever that number is. So it's the overall space that's going to see the growth.
According to Paul, the total crypto market capitalization is about to skyrocket to a staggering $100 trillion. If the digital asset sector continues to grow at the same pace, its total market capitalization will increase 44 times in less than 10 years. Today, it has a market capitalization of $2.5 trillion. If we simply extrapolate the trend growth rate, it will reach $100 trillion by 2032. This is therefore the largest wealth creation opportunity in human history. The explosion of total market capitalization of crypto assets will be the largest wealth creation opportunity ever seen. Traders should be careful not to adopt a tribal mentality when it comes to digital assets and take maximum risks. Paul said the majority of his crypto portfolio is in smart contract platforms, and Ethereum rivals Solana, as he believes it and other altcoins have greater upside potential than the king of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. Currently, 90% of its liquid assets are allocated to Solana. He doesn't have a lot of Bitcoin right now. So, you have 6 years to make as much money as you can because you don't understand what the world will be like in the future. We have been given an opportunity. We can invest in technology. We can invest in cryptocurrencies. This is the biggest macro trade of all time. This is the best performing asset class in history over the shortest period. So, you're in for a treat. You don't want to hear anyone say that we are excluded because everyone can invest 10%. If you live in the Philippines, Nigeria, or New York, you can invest 10% of your salary. It is a homogeneous, egalitarian, and democratic global asset class. This is the most popular asset class of all time. So given that it's pretty simple, just buy it and hold it. First of all, you must manage your own psychology. Stop doing FOMO. Your friend did FOMO 100 times and made money. You need to stop all this. AI is coming and gigantic social changes will happen quickly. That's why he tells everyone and anyone who will listen to him to make money. Wealth allows you to choose. Wealth allows options. Paul shared his thoughts on the impact of the economic cycle on various asset classes, including cryptocurrencies, highlighting the risks associated with trading altcoins outside the top 10. Current ISM levels suggest weak GDP growth for the fourth and fourth quarters. First quarter, which affects cyclical stocks, the Russell 2000, and raw materials. Looking ahead, Paul's leading indicator for the SIM has risen sharply, generally benefiting the S&P, a mix of cyclical and growth stocks. Later, using the GMI Financial Conditions Index, Paul predicted a strong 2024. Growth assets like cryptocurrencies, which tend to bottom early in the cycle, are poised to recover. Extending his analysis to the end of 2025 using the Everything Code framework, Paul forecasts good economic growth throughout the economic cycle. He highlighted that global liquidity, a crucial factor in this framework, is expected to increase, thus boosting asset growth. He highlighted the importance of investing in the fastest horses or secular trending assets during these times. He identified technology, particularly the exponential era and cryptocurrencies called the supermassive black hole, as key areas of interest. As altcoins begin to outperform Bitcoin for the rest of the cycle, he warned that trading altcoins outside the top 10 is difficult and carries significant risks. He suggested that investors can make the biggest profits by holding established cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and potentially Solana or other proven projects with adoption.